Right.
or more.
And so that's my load was that. I also carried, let's see.
And that's in addition to your chow, your water, your gear,
Right.
your ammunition, your rifle, and anything else.
I carried 16 magazines, 20-round magazines.
Yeah.
I had 16-round magazines.
So you had an M16, I'm assuming?
Yeah, M16. So I had so yeah, because I had so I had the pouch of the magazines, the ammunition pouches carried. There were 7 compartments.
The bandoliers.
Bandoliers.
Okay.
So I had 2 bandoliers. That's 14, and I carried a double magazine in my weapon that were taped together, so I could just flip it over and do that.
Yeah.
So I carried that amount of ammunition, and there was only the 20-round magazines, but you only fill them with 18 rounds.
Why only fill them with 18?
The springs were weak, and so if you filled a 20-round magazine with 20 rounds, it could jam.
Okay.
So you only put 18 rounds each in the magazine. I carried 10 quarts of water. I carried a 1 quart, 2 quarts, and a 5 quart collapsible canteen.
Okay.
Carried rations for 3 days. Anything more than 3 days, the unit we're supporting is supposed to give us food.
Some resupply, yeah.
Yeah, and of course, anything more than the explosives we carried, the unit brought in. And then I carried bedding gear, to bed down for the night.
For bedding down, what did you say you had for bedding down when you were out there?
We had a poncho and a poncho liner.
Okay. So just basically like a tarp and then a...
Yeah, and if it's raining, you could just make a little shelter with the thing. And you out in the field and in the jungle, wherever you're going to set up for the night, you don't set up until after it gets dark.
Yeah.
And then you set up your tarp and and you keep it all low, and you just sleep out there on the ground.
On the ground.
On the ground.
I knew guys that like to set up hammocks for the bugs and stuff like that. Did you run into bugs?
We did not have any hammocks and stuff. As bugs, there was a lot of different insects there in Vietnam, and it was quite interesting. There was scorpions.
See, I didn't know that. I had no idea there were scorpions in Vietnam.
Big black scorpions, about 7 inches long.
Oh, the big black ones.
Yeah.
So those aren't as poisonous as the small ones, right?
No. One of the infantry guys there had captured one of them, and